What's up, people? It's Act 2 the podcast, episode 49. We in the building. How are we doing today? Act 2 the podcast, episode 49. I can't believe it. We almost at 52, almost 52 weeks be a year. But we at episode 49, so let's not count the chickens before they hatch. We doing well. We building. Show's getting bigger and bigger, and I just want to appreciate all the people out there who subscribed and watch. I need more of y'all, but I'm happy. Always just wanted something to say, something to talk about, have a platform to do that, and y'all have allowed me to, so I appreciate it. But Act 2 the podcast, episode 49. Y'all see I got my cue cards laid out, just, so I don't fuck nothing up. It's your boy International Walt in the house. This week we do not have the co-hostess with the mostest. We're not on the best terms, but she is not here. She went and did something. But, it is what it is. So the show must go on. Act 2 the podcast, the website.com. It's got the merch there. It's got everything you need there. It's got Instagram there. It's got YouTube there. It's got all the platforms you can catch us on, which you can catch us on act2thepodcast.com on the website. You can watch the show there, or you can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on Breaker, or you can watch it on Anchor, or you can watch it on Spotify, or you can watch it on Google Podcasts. And don't give me that shit you listen to your podcast on Apple Music, because I'm getting there. I'm chomping at the bit, but they hard to break. So we're getting there. But you still got act2thepodcast.com. You still got YouTube. You still got Breaker. You still got Anchor. You still got Spotify. You still got Google Podcasts. So check us out. And there we go. But I do appreciate y'all. But, we're on all those platforms. So if you're listening and you just use audio, that's great. If you use video, that's even more awesome, because that means you're watching. How are you? No, how are you? So how are the people out there? Hope you guys are good. Hope everything is lovely. Sending blessings and healings to everybody out there who watching this. Appreciate y'all, and hope everything is right with your families, right with you and your health, and just hope you're doing well. I hope it's a season. It's not a good season. It's not a bad season. It's a season you got to watch out for. But I hope everybody is doing well and everybody is energy is great and up to par. How am I? I am about, I think I average about an 8.5. So my mental is about I would say an 8 on the mental. Me and the co-hostess ain't vibing that great, so I'm always down when that's happening. So mental is about an 8. Work is about an 8. Good things happening at work. I got away from a job that I didn't necessarily want to be on. I finished it, but wanted to get the hell out of there. Finances is a 9. Finances bumped up a little bit. Appreciate life and the circumference of good energy, bringing some dollars this way. So appreciate the world for that. What is your wows and woes out there? What was your low of the week? What was your high of the week? What was your wows and woes? Drop a comment. Let me know what that is. My wow of the week was Tony Baker. Seen him Friday night at the Punchline. So that was pretty goddamn awesome. Seen him at the Punchline. Follow him on Instagram. He's a stand-up comedian. Very, 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 very funny. Black dude, tall, bald head. I'm sure y'all probably seen some of his stuff on Instagram. He does some voiceovers of animals and makes it like super hilarious and funny. He has these certain quotes like haberdashery and hemoglobin. So yeah, he's a funny dude. Went to see him at the Punchline Friday night, 9:45 show, and that was awesome. My woe of the week is watching Tony Baker up there and watching him do his thing and make a room full of people laugh. You know, he just had a major loss in his family. He lost his son to a car accident where it was a very violent car accident, and it threw his son out the car and threw him over a wall. And, you know, he shared this with us, not at the show, because it wasn't like a morbid show. It was a very hilarious show. But if you know him and follow him, you know this about him. And that was my woe. It's like, how is a person standing up there this strong to make a room full of people laugh and, you know, be hurting that bad? So that was a woe for me. And, you know, just sitting there watching him, I sent blessings and healing energy towards him because I wanted to say thank you for making me laugh the way that he did. So that was super, super, super great. And then that was also a wow because I know, like, damn, he up there hurting, man. His son died, and he speaks about him on Instagram a lot. But you know, he passed away in a car accident, and he was young. I think he was 22 years old or something like that. And yeah, shout out to Tony Baker, and shout out to his son, Saran. I think that's how you say his name, Saran Baker, Tony Baker's son. So that's how I am. That's my wows and woes. What's your mental? What's your work? What's your finance? And what's your wows and woes? Drop that in the comments. You know, don't be shy. If you're having a down week, let somebody know about it. If you're having a great week, celebrate that too. So, you know, wows and woes is very, very, very important. The topic of discussion this week is seasonal depression. Okay? Seasonal depression. And there is a acronym, S.A.D, where S.A.D, not two D's, one D. S.A.D, and it's a type of depression that attacks people during the fall and winter months when you don't get enough sunlight, when you don't get when you're not outside as much. It's cold, you know. It's dim. It's gray. It rains a lot, and every year around the same time, around fall time into the winter months, people's sadness kick in, and they get what's called the winter blues. So, seasonal, I wanted to talk about that. Like, your symptoms can start in the fall and continue into the winter months, sapping your energy and making you feel moody. And you could start with the oversleeping because you're fatigued and tired all the time. Your appetite can change. If your appetite changes, it's probably because of you know, your sleep schedule off, so your eat schedule off. And then sometimes your appetite change for the worse, where you eating more because you're emotionally eating now because you feel bad. So you gain weight. Again, you feel fatigued and you got low energy. And a lot of the causes of SAD, S-A-D, is for women, and I think men have a biological clock. It's just not like women's, but I think men, speaking as a man, obviously, I think we have biological clocks. So that can be a cause of it, is your chemicals are not firing on all cylinders like they should. So a lot of the causes that can cause SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is daylight savings time. That's such a crock of shit. I'm telling you, like, daylight savings time, I think that when you think about SAD, the disorder, you think the government might have some shit to do with it, like, because it's a real thing. People get the blues in the winter. Some people, you know, when the clock goes back, you actually wake up in the dark and come home in the dark. So it's, if you're a person that's got to be out the house at 6:30 in the morning, take the kids to school, then go to work, when you wake up and leave the house, it's dark. It's dark as hell outside. And if you got to be to work, drop the kids off, be to work 8:39, work till 5, it's dark when you come home. So that is a big reason why a lot of people can get SAD. And I mean, it's a play on words, no pun intended, but sad, but I'm saying seasonal affective disorder, but also sad in the sense of I got the blues. Um, so daylight savings time is a big cause of that. And when you don't get enough sun and your chemicals is off, your serotonin levels drop. And you know that's one of your brain chemicals that you need to be on a level basis all the time. Like your serotonin and melatonin have to kind of, you know, work in tangent with each other. And if they don't, one's up, one's down, you feel like shit. You feel fucked up. Um, so yeah, if your melatonin, if your levels is off and your sleep patterns is off, some cases you may be able to take a melatonin pill and offset that. In most cases, you should take your ass to a doctor. Don't just be doping up on melatonin pills just because you got a little bit of insomnia or whatever the case may be. And a sidebar too, last summer there was a lot of moms out there doping up the kids with melatonin. You gotta relax. You're out of pocket with that. You was giving them the gummies, you was giving them the drinks, you was giving them the candies and all that kind of stuff. You was giving them the it ain't NyQuil no more. You get a cup of this. And it's like they was doping the kids up. So y'all was out of pocket with that. Y'all gotta relax with the melatonin gummies and just feed them to the kids any way you want to. Um So that's the causes of it. Some of the effective treatments of it is making your environment sunnier if you can. Some people may not be able to or do things like that, but try to make your environment a little sunnier, a little brighter. Get outside as much as you can. You know, I know it's cold and it's not, but it's not as cold as it was in a few years ago. The weather is changing and it's 70 degrees sometimes. But try to get outside as much as you can. Try to eat lunch in the park, maybe sit on a bench, go for a long walk. Things like that. Exercise regularly, things to keep you motivated so you're not just you feeling like you're living in Alaska somewhere where it's dark dark half the time. So those people that gotta wake up in the morning, get the kids out the house, get them on the bus stop, or get them to school, and it's dark when you leave and open your eyes. And then when you come home from your day, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it's dark outside, that's a real thing. Like, it plays on your mental, it plays on your psyche. You need vitamin D, you need some sun. You got to have all these things in your life to, charge your engine and keep going. If you do not, if you fall into that category, I don't know if there's places you could reach out to. I should have researched that for y'all for this disorder, but I'm sure there is through Google. If you just Google S.A.D, I'm sure there's something that could come up. If you if you're having weight gain, tiredness, low energy, oversleeping, appetite changes, that's probably what it is. Your balance is off and you're literally sad. You know, it's not it's a real thing. Just know other people are going through it too. And nowadays, when you get to this point of the year, not only does um the weather and all that stuff change everything about it, but the holidays will compound on top of all of that, on top of the sadness disorder or not having enough sun. You get around these holidays and people get tripped up with, I don't have no money, I can't buy gifts. You stress out about the kids, you stress out about husband, you stress out about wife, and it's just like it's not it's not supposed to be that type of holiday. I know Christmas is commercialized now, and this time of year it can literally make some people go crazy. Like, some people will lose their shit stressing over gifts, money, etc. And if this type of year could be you had a loss of a family member, which creates sadness. You had a bad experience in your life that happened around the holidays that creates sadness. So all those things compound. The weather, no sun, the holidays. I'm talking the stress of the holidays is real. people out there, do your best to just not stress out, not flake out, not think because you can't do something that, you know, you're not worthy of something. Everybody is worthy. It's just a day. It's just a day. So I know that the stress of it, and the kids want this, and you want to do this for your husband, you want to do this for your wife, and sometimes you max out credit cards and you deplete bank accounts just for Christmas, and then the start of the new year, you're not looking like life is right. You're not happy with the decision you made a month ago. Well, it's just a day. So don't get caught up in the pageantry of Christmas. Don't get caught up in um going overhead. Don't get caught up in extending yourself way further than what you can. You only can do what you can. Okay, you don't max out. If you could buy somebody something, buy them something. If you can't, then you can't. If you got real loved ones around you, they'll still care about you the way that they're supposed to care about you. And who knows, maybe they'll even get you a little something. But it's not about that. It's the thought that counts. It's not about that. So just thinking, the thought of being with somebody, calling somebody, wishing somebody a Merry Christmas is probably all a lot of people need, is just to be thought about. The gift is extra. It's extra, but it's not mandatory. It's extra. And a lot of kids probably not going to realize that because they want what they want. A lot of spoiled people won't realize that because they want what they want. But deep down at the end of the day, for those people who I was just talking about, some people who lost family members around the holidays, like, y'all could give a shit about gifts. Y'all could give all the gifts back if y'all had your family member back. And I know y'all would. So it's not about the gifts. It's about being with family. It's about, you know, spending time with those who love you. And if you're able to, everybody, you know, if you can, not everybody, I don't want to use the word everybody, but if you can, that's the day where, you know, you should buy a loved one or something a gift. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a card. It could be, so if you listen to your loved one, I'm sure there's something minute that they may say that they like that you probably can get. Stockings. You can always stuff stockings for people. That's great gifts. Instead of, you know, you could take a stocking and take like $30 and stuff it with stuff that your loved one might like. And it could be, you know, your loved one might like chapsticks, and you can stuff that in there, lottery ticket, or, you know, some scratch offs, or, you know, stuff that they might like that, you know, a friend of yours might say, when I was a little girl, I liked playing jacks. You can throw a jack. Like, you can just do little stuff that, you know, doesn't cost a lot, that's inexpensive, that still can make somebody smile, make you feel good. And you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I don't have $800 or $1,000 to buy this leather jacket or iPad or computer or Sherlin or coat or Milano suit or whatever the fucking case may be. If you don't have it, you don't have it. It's just a day. I know it may seem like a month-long thing because of the commercials and the pageantry and all that stuff that goes with it, but it's just a day. When Christmas comes, the 25th, and you wake up on the 26th, guess what? It's over. It's over. You look outside and people are taking shit back and doing all that kind of stuff, but it's over. Now people are looking towards the new year, and all that stress and pageantry and all that stuff that went into from Thanksgiving to then, all that stuff in between was leading up to that one day. And that's what you got to see. It's just one day. Don't max your credit cards out. Don't go broke. Don't deplete your bank accounts. But, you know, it's a real thing. People get the blues. People get stressed. People get sad around the holidays for numerous reasons. A big one is a money reason, that they can't provide, can't do stuff. Second is, like I said, you might have had a family member who passed away. You might have been in a serious car accident a couple Christmases ago, and now when Christmas comes, it's not a good feeling for you. So it's a plethora of reasons why the holidays can bring a person down or give you the winter blues. But also, there's a disorder called S.A.D, and seasonal affective disorder is real. So if you got some loved ones out there who may be feeling a little down and you notice they got the blues, and it's like, damn, why you ain't all, you know, it's Christmas time, it's the holidays, how come you're not happy? It's probably that. So don't don't nudge them but so much, but just check in on them because they might need a little love. They might need to be told they're still worthy, even though they can't buy a bunch of people's shit. They still need to be told that they're worthy and still need to feel a part of what society has created as Christmas. Okay, you're not feeling worthy unless you can go out and buy a bunch of gifts. You're not feeling worthy unless you can go out and do all this shit. And the pressure we put on each other as humans with the materialistic shit that we want can also stress people out in relationships. You know, you might be, like my grandma used to say, you got champagne mind with bubblegum money. So you could be saying, I want this, but the money ain't matching. And that shit puts stress on people because obviously your loved one wants to make you happy. He wants to, you know, she wants to make you happy. He wants to make you happy. But you can't stress them out with, you got to do this for me, or it's Christmas and I want this, and it's this fucking obscure, expensive gift that, you know, would probably hurt the pockets or hurt the savings. So you gotta just hone in, get your priorities right, and do the right thing. But also, the disorder of the winter months, the sun being what it is, this goddamn daylight savings time. Yeah, it's a real thing out there. So people out there, be aware of the causes. Again, causes are your biological clock, daylight savings time, serotonin levels, melatonin levels. These are all things we probably need to see a doctor in the winter months if you feel like this, if you feel like you got the low energy and all that kind of stuff. So S.A.D is what we were talking about today. S.A.D, Seasonal Affective Disorder. What's my beef? My beef is showing up for people. So whomever it may be, brother, son, sister, wife, husband, daughter, whoever, if you showing up for people, when you know that you show up for people, maybe too much, you go above and beyond and show up for people, right? And they don't show up for you in the ways that you need them to. And you try to verbalize that to them, like, after so many times of them not showing up for you in ways that you need them to, and you show up for them in every way that they need you to, and you verbalize to them, hey, you know, I show up for you, you can show up for me, and they throw that in your face and be like, oh, you throwing this in my face, and that's, it's like, no, I'm stating a fact. You know, it's been enough times that you didn't show up for me. I'm verbalizing it, and it's not throwing it in your face. It's stating a fact, and you shouldn't feel bad because you might feel in defense about some shit that, you know, you should have did. So that's my beef, is showing up for people, whomever it may be, and if they don't show up for you the way that you need them to and you verbalize it, then it's like, oh, you throwing shit in my face. Like, no, that's you just being defensive about your shit and how you treat me. That's all it is. Or whoever. Not necessarily me, but whoever. I just think that's bullshit, and I think everybody should call bullshit on that. Bam. 3 grams. So 3 grams is, this, we ran through this podcast quick. 3 grams, but that's what happens when you ain't got nobody to bounce shit off of. 3 grams. Meg Thee Stallion graduated. She got a degree in Bachelor of Science in Health Admin, which I want to give props to. I just think that's dope that, you know, she can be who she is, Megan Pete, and still be Meg Thee Stallion and graduate and have a degree in Bachelor of Science in Health Admin, because, you know, she making millions of dollars. It's not like she needs school, but obviously it was something that meant something to her. And I think that's dope. I think that's super, super, super dope. So shout out to Meg Thee Stallion. Shout out to Megan Pete for staying in school, graduating, and getting your Bachelor of Science in health and health admin. So shouts out to you. 2nd gram, Jussie Smollett, convicted of 5 out of 6 charges, 5 counts of disorderly conduct and making false claims. Who the hell didn't know? Like, I just can't believe this shit's still going on after like 4 years. Like, who didn't know at the time that shit was fishy with that story? You know, with the Trump hat and the noose around the neck and the being fucking 40 below outside, and I think he was coming from Dunkin' Donuts or some shit, some weird store, Starbucks or something, and the two Nigerian dudes supposed to fuck them up, and said they was gonna kill him, and was saying Trump this and make America great again. But come on now, like when he told that story, he should have known black folk would pick up on that and be like, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. But he thought he could get away with it. It is what it is. It didn't happen. So Jussie Smollett convicted on all charges. Third gram, student loans resume in February. So that's more on a serious note, but student loans resume in February, and 41 million borrowers benefited from the program Joe Biden set in to defer student loans. But in February the 1st, 2022, they are kicking back up. So that is just information that I think a lot of people out there might have student loans. A lot of y'all went to school. A lot of y'all might have debt that you're paying on, and it was good that it got deferred because of the COVID situation. Give people a little relief, give people some breathing room, but just information across the wire that it is coming back into effect February the 1st, 2022. So that's our third gram. Bam. We ran through this show tonight, but hey, I showed up. I'm here. Hope you guys like it. A2TP podcast, episode 49. Again, S.A.D, Seasonal Affective Disorder. You gotta fucking check on your loved ones. You gotta recognize if you're feeling like you're low, if you're feeling like your energy ain't right, if you can't sleep right, if you're eating different. It's because of these goddamn winter months. It's because of this S.A.D. So we gotta address that, recognize it, and address it. And if you got some loved ones that's kind of bummed out around these months, check on them. But this is probably what it is. It's seasonal affective disorder, and people get the blues, and this season is just not right. Also, before we go, I want to say single women out there, even dudes, everybody, shopping for Christmas. It's crazy in Philly. It's crazy out here. So watch yourself. Don't go out to the malls and shop by yourself. Don't go out and put stuff in a car and go back in the mall and come back out. It's people sitting in cars now waiting and watching to see who's going to cars. People are getting robbed and shot in between cars. So moms out there with kids, like you gotta limit the shopping to just you, or to you and your husband, or go with friends, go with groups of people, but don't go alone. If you can, don't go alone. I'm talking malls, outlets, anywhere. Don't go alone, and definitely try to do. And if you go with multiple people, everybody can carry a lot of bags, so you don't have to come back to the car and put bags in and then go back into the mall. There's people watching that, and don't think that it can't happen to you. You come back, your goddamn glass be all over the place, and your 10 bags be gone. That's what type of time people are on this year, this season. So along with all this stuff that I talked about, this is the season also for robberies, people getting hurt. Everybody know in Philly, I think it's like 520 something murders. So, just keep your head on the swivel when you out there in the Philadelphia Mills, when you out there shopping in the Cherry Hill Mall, when you out here shopping everywhere. Be on a lookout. You never a place where you think it's too safe. You're not. It's people out here starving. It's people out here going through shit. It's people out here jobless. And it's people out here that just don't care. That just don't give a shit. They will rob you and shoot you anyway. Just happened over in Philly. A person got robbed in a Walmart parking lot, and they gave him a leg warmer after they robbed him. Like, what the hell you shoot him for? He gave you the stuff and gave him a leg warmer anyway. So you got to keep your head on the swivel. Women especially, don't be alone. Don't be alone, because men will come up in this type of season, take your jewelry off your hands, take your money out your pocket, take your wallet, leave you standing there crying they done took the kids' Christmas money. But they don't give a shit. So just keep your head on the swivel. Stay alert. But, also, again, it's not about the gifts. It's just about spending some time with family, and maybe if you can afford it, a gift here, a gift there. But don't max out. Don't put your credit cards over the top. Don't extend yourself to the point where you stressed out come the new year. No, make a good decision now where the new year come and you like, yeah, I did it different this year. I did it different. I didn't let the pageantry and the extravagance of Christmas ruin my decision. Now in January, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have spent that money. I need that money. So just keep that in mind. Keep your safety in mind when you out here shopping. Single women, women with kids, men last, because you can protect yourself. Not if you ain't got no gun, but women and children, watch yourselves out here. Watch yourselves. You could be a kid just going to get a gift for his mom. You can get robbed. You could be a mom shopping for the kids and come back to the car and get robbed. So just be alert. Keep your head on a swivel. It's crazy out here. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to nobody out there at all. So Act 2, the podcast, episode 49, come to a close. That's it. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Seasonal affective disorder is real. Check on people. If you feeling fucked up, speak up and say something, because it's something that can be corrected. You don't have to let that spin out of control and let these 2 months dictate what your next year is going to be like. So that's where we at with that. Act 2, the podcast, episode 49. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.